Hello friends, Marcy here, and we are ready to explore day 11 on Colorverse and Inkvent calendars. Let me pull this bottle out and move the box away so we can just move right into it. All right, it says we have Da Vinci Glow. Inspired by the phenomenon where light reflected from the earth, also known as earth shine, illuminates the outline of the moon. Okay, that's the second ink that we talked about, uh, the moon, reflection around the moon or highlight around the moon. Before I put this away, right here, the moonlit veil. Interesting. Okay, still don't have a glistening ink, but we will be hoping for that soon. And what's in Diamine day number 11, door number 11? Oh, right here, front and center. The glare of the light, couldn't see that until I moved it away. Ooh, there's an orange grotto. Oh, I almost think we've had something with a similar name or color in a previous Inkvent. I'll get this wrapper removed and return. Okay, so I have the plastic removed, and before I did that, I looked at my previous Inkvent swatch cards to look for something with a grotto name. I couldn't find it, so I don't know what I was thinking on that. But no, I do not have another grotto or grotto family. And then I'm looking at the bottle, and it looks like I scratched it with my craft knife while removing the wrapper. So it does say extreme sheen. Move in here. You can make that out. So I'm excited to see how extreme can a sheen be. My goodness. And this might, I think this would be a beautiful November ink. So anxious to put that in a pen. All right, let me get my book and we'll get started. So if you stay to the end of the video, I did do some live action chromatography strips. If you care to watch that process, it'll be at the end of the video. But if you don't care to watch that process, you can log off as soon as we enjoy these beautiful colors together. So, all right, page is ready. We're starting on the Colorverse side, and if you are just joining this event, I'm doing Colorverse inks on the left page, the left side of the book. Oops, wrong dip nib. And Diamine on the right. I was using my dip nib so much in the chromatography lines that's the one I just recently reached for. Forgetting I've changed process and procedure. Okay, this very much looks like a veil ink. It's very light and transparent. Da Vinci Glow. Okay. Again, I'm going to leave space here for my chromatography strip. And we got Da Vinci Glow. This ink flows very well down this nib. I'm seeing some beautiful shading here. Not only do we have the grays, but I'm seeing some pinks appear there and even some beige. So that's going to be interesting to do chromatography later. All right. As that continues to dry, we'll move over to the Diamine side and look at Grotto. So there's no need to agitate any particulates because it's not a shimmer. I keep glancing over at watching what's happening here. That's interesting. And And I will be able to avoid my previous smudge from, I think, my red horizon. All right, are y'all ready for some extreme sheen here? Exciting. Wow, that orange is gorgeous. It's almost like a neon rust. I don't know how I came up with those adjectives. A neon rust. And since it's still wet, the machine won't even be appearing until we have some drying time. So, grotto. Put down a good amount of wet so that we can get some sheen going. So I want to see, as promised, day 11. All right, after some drying time, we shall return. Okay, moving in close for the dried ink swatch. Da Vinci Glow. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I love that. And the Extreme Sheen. Okay, check this out. I gotta move it. Yeah, there it is. Extreme Sheen. And look at the swatch. This reminds me of Ferris Wheel Press Poison Envy with the purple and green sheen, purple ink green sheen, and also the Lamy Dark Lilac has that gorgeous green sheen. So here we go, Grotto Extreme Sheen. And I'll zoom out here. I couldn't wait. Um, I was excited to see these colors on chromatography, so I did a quick swatch. And the paper's still damp, hasn't dried all the way yet, but we will move it in here and let you see what we have. And there's the pinks coming out, separating from the blues we could see here in this swatch. And the beige, this is the base color, the beige that I'm seeing in the background. The base color kind of looks like an olive. And all right, this was fun. This was a fun day. And I thank you for joining me for day 11. These bottles just will not cooperate. So if you've hung around to the end of the video, I wanted to show you how I do my chromatography strips and kind of do them along with you. If you care to finish out the video watching this, um, maybe you'll enjoy the experience because I love watching ink dry and I love watching what happens to ink as you wet it because we can make the ink move with our chromatography. So I'm going to catch up. All you need is your chromatography strips. And these are some that I purchased from Amazon. And originally when I cut them, I cut one long strip into thirds. And for this purpose, I've had to shorten them a little. So this one strip I've cut into 4 pieces so that they're short enough to fit into the area on my book. So just in case you're wondering about the paper, my process is, let me start with day 6 Kilonova as I'm catching up because I wanted to complete that page. And I just take a dip pen. You could even use a bristle brush if you wish, but that would like put a lot of ink on your paper. So I just put a strip of ink at the bottom and of course rinse that. And then I hold the edge of the paper, whoops, in water like this. And you're not able to see that very well, are you? Let me zoom in. There we go. You can watch the magic happen. And I don't have a set amount of time, a timer or anything. I just hold it and watch the liquid move up until it stops moving. And usually the paper is wet just above the ink line. And here we go. I can speed the video up right here, but unless you're wanting to know like real time, that won't help you any. So the darker color is still moving up to the top. And actually, I'm looking for, on my desktop, a tweezer so my thumb won't be in your way. But I don't see it readily here. All right, so my ink isn't really moving now. So I'm going to pull it out of the water and take a gander. This gorgeous light blue at the bottom. I know this, let me see if I can get a lighter paper towel for a background. I know that the camera doesn't do it justice, but you can see the light blue and how the dark has separated and moved to the top. So then I just let it dry. I don't really like to place it on a paper towel because the paper towel will just absorb some of the moisture out. I wanted to just air dry. Sometimes I hang it here on a clip on my tripod, and other times you've seen me rest it on my I'm going to cap that before other times you've seen me rest it here on the metal clip of my book. So let me zoom back out a bit. And then for the next one, of course, I would start with fresh water. But I did have an idea, and I want to try it out with you. I don't know if it will work, but I thought, let's give it a shot. So, and immersing the papers in the water, I thought about using a ink sample vial. And I have this little setup that I ordered from an Etsy shop. And actually, here's the card they sent me. I've had it a couple weeks. It's PNG handcrafted artisans on Etsy. Let me see. On the back, you can get their website. And it came with this short little vial. So I'm going to pop it out and use it to stand this so I won't spill it. But I have put about 3 millimeters of water in here, and I'm going to stand it up in this wooden holder and work along with you. I'm going to try cranberry because that's another one that I needed to catch up on from day 6. And my idea was to immerse the paper into the vial so I don't have to hold it. Now I may have to cut these papers down and make them a little slimmer. I'm not sure yet. We haven't tried this out. But I'm just going to try to give it a little fold and tuck it in the vial and push it down until the paper reaches the water. And voila, I don't have to hold it. So we'll see what happens. Oh wow, this is working nicely. I'm going to let it rest. Okay, oops, wrong lid. I do see something different. Because of the shape of the vial being round, my paper is curved, so the water is traveling in a different direction. It's traveling in a curved line. It's not really traveling straight like this. So let me pull that out and show you what I mean. Actually, the water went all the way to the top. See, the shape is a little different. So the ink kind of traveled to the center because it was in the curved, the cylinder shape. All right, so now we know. It was a great idea, you know, with ideas like science, you have to try it and experiment. So I'll go back to my old method next, which means I'm going to have to start over with cranberry. Well, that was fun. Thank you for learning along with me. We'll do another cranberry line. Oh, I'll be right back. I have to get clean water. Well, that was a great idea. Or I thought it was a great idea. We tried it and it didn't work as I planned. So I'll go back to my old method. And after I do the cranberry, I will just finish the rest off camera because you'll know my method, and then we'll go back and explore the finished product at the end. Okay, so I have a line of ink on my chromatography strip. And while I was getting my fresh water, I grabbed the tweezer from the other room. So the cranberry, as the colors are separating, I'm seeing a lot of bright, like the fuchsia, bright pink. And looking at the page, that is evident there. Even though it was a deep saturated color, you can see the brightness of the fuchsia color in the background. I don't know what's going on with the on my swatch sample. You can see a lot of green gold shading, and that's not evident here, but as it dries, maybe it will appear. So I'm going to move the water aside and let this rest here on the metal clip, and we'll be back to check it when it's dry. Okay, I can see the water line above the color, so I don't think any more color will be moving up here. I'll move on to the next one. All right, we have Marley, and let's give it a dip. That's interesting on the page because you can see the outline, the perimeter of that little line of ink had the shading. And you can see the color of the shading just immediately separated. It's the first to move up the page, followed by, look at that, it's gorgeous, blue-green, teal, followed by the pinks and peaches color. And the water is above the color line. There is some movement in the blue. I'm going to leave it a couple more seconds, but I think that's all we're going to get here on the Marley, and we'll let that dry. So Colorverse Rover Day 7. Wow, this is beautiful. Looks like a painting of a mountain hillside with the trees there coming off the landscape, and then the blue and the yellow green going up into the sky. Lovely, lovely. Okay, the water line is above the color, so I don't think our color is actually moving much anymore. And when I say water line, I mean the wetness of the paper. It's just water wet, but not color. Wow. Look, I'm an artist. Okay, let me set this aside to dry and move on. All right, last one for today, Blue Moon. This was Day 8 Colorverse. After they dry, I'll end the video with showing you the finished product. So my wet paper is already well advanced above the color, so there's not a lot of movement here. But you can see the separation of color. It's, oh, sorry, a lot of green and yellow up on the top portion. and the blue base stayed low. Sometimes when you're separating the colors, the darkest color will move up to the top and the lightest will stay down. This one's kind of the opposite. So I'll set these aside to dry. So I'll be right back. We're back with the dried product. Kilonova Day 6, Rover Day 7. This one is a little surprising to me. Blue Moon. And on the Diamine, we have the Cranberry, Lemon Lime. Lemon Lime kind of looks the same. And wow, look at Marley. I was not surprised because you can see all the shades here in this ink swatch, but there they are separated. Just pull them apart and yeah, nice. And then Red Horizon, Aquarius Whisper, Wishing Tree, and Chilly Nights. So next I'll be moving on to, which will be at the beginning of the video, swatching our newest colors, and we will not do any more chromatography strips until we get a couple more inks down on the page.